I was getting up at 4:20 in the morning to go to the gym and to run before I went to work and to teach, and I noticed a lump while I was showering. I called my OBGYN, and he told me to go ahead and get a mammogram right away, and he wanted to make sure it was done that day. And I went in on Thursday and to the Montgomery Breast Center, and they did a mammogram, and then they wanted to do an ultrasound, and then they wanted to do a biopsy. I went in to get the results, and as soon as she sat down next to me, beside me on the couch instead of behind her desk, I just felt like the floor just opened up and swallowed me, and I just knew exactly what she was going to tell me.
The pathological information that we had from the biopsy and the imaging that was done, we knew that she was dealing with an aggressive cancer.
I told my husband, he came home from work, and we just talked to each other, and we said, you know, this isn't the end of the world. People survive from breast cancer all the time, and we're just gonna do our best fighting this together, and we're gonna do whatever it takes. He, at first, initially thought that the only care that I could get that would be decent would be in Birmingham. And as soon as he met Dr. Davidson with me, and the wonderful nurse practitioners, the nurses, my chemo nurse, Richard, as soon as he met all of them, he said, you can't get better care anywhere else.
One of the first clinical research trials that I was able to be actively involved in was looking at treating breast cancer inductively or neoadjuvantly, meaning that when you're dealing with an aggressive cancer or you're dealing with one that's a little more advanced than you would like initially, instead of going straight to surgery, there are a lot of benefits sometimes to using chemotherapy to belittle the disease, to pull it back from being a stage 3 cancer to being a stage 1 or a stage 2 cancer.
What they have given me for my treatments were just as cutting edge and as new but full of research. I felt like I could trust them in the decisions that they wanted to make about curing me.
We can pull the disease back from the lymph nodes, shrink it down significantly, then that woman can go to surgery. And in Diane's case, there was no cancer left in her breast. She had no active cancer cells left when we were done, so she was able to save her breast. She was able to have much less surgery, a shorter recuperation time, and now we know her prognosis is very, very good because research has shown us that because she responded so well to the treatment, she's much less likely to have a recurrence of her cancer at any point down the road.
And 2 of the nurse practitioners were standing in the doorway before I could even sit down. And they said, we just can't wait to give you your news about your PET scan and your MRI. And they said, well, we're going to tell you in a minute. And I said, no, go ahead and tell me now. And they said that it was completely clean. There was no cancer at all showing at the PET scan or the MRI. And then Dr. Davidson came up behind them, and in this big booming voice, he said, you just couldn't wait, could you? I told my husband, I always felt like I was born to be a teacher because I love teaching so much, but I said, that man was born to be an oncologist because he is just such a wonderful person at what he does and brilliant as well. They comforted me, they took care of me, it was such tender, loving care. They were so positive. If you go through it with this team of people, I just felt like it's the best experience you can have.